All right, I'd like you to solve this equation and possibly hit the pause button to take the time to go through it. Several students have said these longer equations were much more challenging. So I'd like you to spend a couple of minutes trying to solve this. Write down your steps, figure out where you're getting stuck if you do get stuck, and then when you're ready, hit the play button and I'll walk through the solution steps with you. Okay, if you're back and ready to see how to solve this, let's walk through it together. First thing I'm going to do is to change all of these minus signs to adding a negative. That one step often helps me to not make mistakes when I'm going through. So in the next step, we want to simplify this expression. Now this first parentheses doesn't have anything out in front, so we can just take those parentheses away. This parentheses has -4 times it, so we'll use that distributive property and multiply -4 times 2 and -4 times the negative x. Now if you're wondering what we do about the fact that that's a negative x, we can always think of a coefficient of 1 being there. So -4 times -1 is positive 4x. On the other side of the equation, we want to continue to do a distributive property for this term. 2 times 1 is 2. And 2 times a negative x would be a -2x. Right, we can do some more simplifying because there's like terms on this side. 3 and -8 are like terms. X and 4x are like terms. So 3 plus -8 is a -5. X plus 4x is 5x. Again, remember there's always a 1 here even when we don't write it. This side is simplified. Those are not like terms, so we can't add them together. The next step, I'd like to get all the x's on one side. I could either subtract 5x from both sides, or I could add 2x to both sides. And I think it might be easier to add the 2x to both sides. So I'm going to show that with the horizontal format. It takes a little longer to write, but when we get into this section now on solving formulas, it tends to help to not make mistakes if you write adding 2x this way. So going back through, again, these are like terms. So 5x and 2x is 7x. These are like terms and they go to 0. So now we're trying to get x by itself and we want to add 5 to both sides to isolate 7x. We'll keep our equation balanced by doing that to both sides. -5 plus 5 goes to 0. So this side is just 7x. 2 plus 5 is 7. Now many of you will be able to see what the answer is, but if we want to actually write the step, The next step is to divide by 7. Seven is the coefficient of x. And so x is equal to 1. Now I want to see if that actually works. So I'm going to go back to the original expression. I think I'll write it over again down here. And substitute 1 in for x. Now originally that was minus 4 parentheses to minus x, x is 1. And we want to see if that's the same as so we'll try that over here. That's equals 0. Let's try the other side. And you might be able to see this one without doing the calculator work, but I'll go ahead and finish up. And yes, both sides equal 0. So if 0 equals 0, I'll put it off on the side, then I know that this answer is correct. All right, let's try another one. I'm going to clear this equation out and clear the calculator out and have you try an equation with fractions. Now at this point I'd like you to find the pause button and stop the video. Take the time to solve the problem. If you can't solve the problem, figure out where it is that you're getting stuck, and then start the video up again and see how to work the problem out. All right, so for my first step, I'm going to look at this equation and try and eliminate or get rid of the fraction. The denominator here is 5, so my first step is going to be to multiply every term on both sides by 5. And I'm going to actually use lots of color here so that you can see what I'm doing. So it's 5 times 8 minus 5 times 4x over 5 equals 5 times 3x. 5 times 8 is 40. Minus, these 5s will cancel. So it's just 4x over 1, or plain old 4x. 5 times 3x is 15x. Now it's a much simpler problem, and I want to try and get all the x's to one side. It will be easiest if I add a 4x to both sides. And again, I'm going to show this with the horizontal format. So I'm adding 4x to this side. Not only do I have my own 2 dogs, but we have visiting dogs today, so you are getting to hear some of them saying hello to the people who walk by. So these two go to 0. 15x plus 4x is 19x. Now to solve for x, we want to divide both sides by 19. these 19s will cancel. And so I have an answer where x is equal to 40 divided by 19. So if I do that over here, 40 divided by 19 is a very lovely decimal. All right, so I would write on paper something like x is approximately 2.105 and stop about there. This does not follow rounding rules because this was not a measurement. So we just have to decide 3 or 4 significant digits to round off to. Now, does this answer work? Well, let's use the calculator again and use the store feature. So I'm going to use the store feature that looks like this on the calculator. And I'm going to store it in the x variable. And then I'm going to just go up and write that original equation and see if this works. So store that answer as x, enter, and then go back and write the original equation, which was 8 minus, I'm going to group the numerator, 4x divided by 5. Now sometimes you do have to group the numerators and sometimes you don't. In order to be safe, I'm always going to group the numerators. If you got the same answer without grouping, this is one of those special cases where it will come out the same. All right, there's one side of the equation, and the other side was 3x. And we can see that these numbers match. So this answer does check. Now, if I'm doing this for a graded problem, I probably want to write something like I stored the x, and then you would want to write down, well, what is it that you got? So 6.316, if I round it off, matches 6.316, and so the answer checks. If I'm just doing this for homework, I'll often only show whoops, I erased too much there. I'll often just put this check mark after I've gone and done the work over on my calculator. Or I might have left my answer as x is approximately 2.105 if you happen to like decimals better. All right, those are our 2 examples for today. Keep practicing on your equation solving. It's a very important skill, and we're going to build on that skill in this section by doing the same kinds of steps with letters instead of numbers.